Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about my experiences using peptides, specifically BPC 157 and TB 500, more commonly known as the Wolverine stack. Now, on top of using these two peptides for 6 weeks, I also added in Ipamorelin, which is a peptide used for the production of natural growth hormone. I used that for the last 2 weeks of my 6-week cycle. So before we talk about whether these had any impact or benefit to me, first of all, I just want to give you a little bit of background. I'm 56 years old. I'm a martial artist. I've done martial arts for maybe 40 years or so of my life. I currently train and teach Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. I'm a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu black belt. I also do some kickboxing, some Muay Thai, and a little bit of wrestling as well. I've got injuries like anyone who does martial arts, particularly Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. I've got injuries that reoccur. I've got injuries that have been there for 10 years or more, aches and pains on a daily basis, like most people who do Jiu Jitsu, neck problems, shoulder problems, knee problems, elbow problems, any problem you can think of that you get from doing Jiu Jitsu, I've got. But on top of that, I've also got an autoimmune disease called Psoriatic Arthritis and Enthesitis, which causes inflammation in the tendons and the ligaments. And I've also got osteoarthritis as well. And I've got 2 herniated discs in my neck and a bulge in my thoracic spine and one in my lower spine. So I'm in, significant pain on a day-to-day basis. How much of that is from doing martial arts over the years and how much of it is from the autoimmune disorder is obviously difficult to measure. I think most of my problems come from having the autoimmune disorder, if I'm honest with you. On a day-to-day basis, I'm in pain. At best, that can probably be about a level 4 or 5, I would say, out of 10. And at its worst, it can be a 9. I would push to 10, but I've had kidney stones, and kidney stones are certainly 10 on the pain scale or even higher, in my opinion. You might have had them and maybe didn't feel that bad, but for me, kidney stones was the worst pain I've ever experienced. So it's difficult to say that the pain I get from my autoimmune disorder is at that level, because that was some serious pain. Having said that, when I herniated both the discs in my neck and I had nerve pain, radiculopathy down this arm, that pain was significant as well. But I'm still going to wedge out the kidney stones as being the worst pain. But anyway, on a day-to-day basis with the disorder I've got, I'm at a 5 out of 10, probably 4 or 5 out of 10 on the best day and 9, 10 on the worst day. How many times do I have those worst days? It's hard to say. They kind of creep up on me, and just one day I'm feeling like I always do, just in pain and plodding along and living with it, but really feeling uncomfortable. That's my shoulder that's giving me pain now. And the next day I can be lay up and not being able to move. Like last Friday, for example, Saturday last week, I had pain that I can't even begin to describe. Everything I did just hurt. Lying down, you think would be comfortable. That gave me the most serious pain in my head that I've ever had, my neck and my head. Whether I'm on a soft pillow, a hard pillow, a medium pillow, it doesn't matter. I just cannot lie down. It's a horrible feeling. So in any case, it's difficult to say on any given day, at any given moment when I'm experiencing the pain, what's the source of that pain? Is it because of an old injury? Is it because of an injury that's just reoccurred? Or is it because of the autoimmune disorder that's just causing me pain? In any case, I decided to take these two peptides, BPC 157 and TB 500, to see if it would help with any of the pain that I'm experiencing, be it the pain from the autoimmune disorder or be it pain from injuries and old injuries. Now, I am under the care of a rheumatologist here in the UK. I've been given all sorts of medication to try and help with the pain that I experienced. Nothing has helped. I've been through the whole cycle of opioids and anti-inflammatories and DMARDs, which are disease-modifying anti-rheumatic drugs, which are pretty high level. I've had injections, steroids and cortisone and all sorts of things, and nothing has had any impact at all on the pain. Now, the DMARDs, which is the strongest drugs that I have been prescribed, maybe they would have helped, but I had to come off them because they was having a negative effect on my kidney and my liver function. So obviously I don't want to have liver damage or kidney damage, so I had to come off those drugs. Those drugs, just for reference, were drugs like sulfasalazine and methotrexate, which are pretty serious drugs. So in any case, I'm currently only on cocodamol. I can't really take any anti-inflammatories, things like tramadol, like that, because I've got a hernia as well. So that causes a lot of discomfort if I take anti-inflammatories, and it can cause my a bleed. So I can't use them. So I'm currently only on cocodamol. I've got an appointment with a rheumatologist soon, so I'm hoping to get, well, I say I'm hoping to get, the next step really for me is a biological drug, but they're very reluctant to prescribe biological drugs because they are very expensive. And here in the UK, to qualify, you need to have inflammation present or at least showing in 3 different areas of the body when you have a scan. I've had all sorts of scans, isotope scans and MRI scans and all these types of scans, and unless you've got 3 active points of inflammation at the time of the scan, then you don't qualify. And I find that really, really ridiculous and really unfair, but that's the way it is. Now, I have now been moved from my previous rheumatologist to a new one, so I'm hoping that this person might push a little bit further to help me get on those biological drugs. In any case, because I'm not on those drugs at the moment, I thought I would give peptides a go, because I will try anything to get rid of the pain that I'm experiencing. Now, I used these for 6 weeks, like I said. The first week I used 5 ml of backwater in 5 ml of the peptide, and that meant that the injection was quite a large injection. Since then, I decided to only use 1 ml of backwater in 5 ml of peptides, which means the injection is much less now. You don't have to inject as much liquid into your body. I've not experienced any side effects or significant pain from injecting these. Occasionally you get a really sharp pain, but that's probably because I'm injecting it wrong, or maybe I'm going in at the wrong angle, or maybe I'm hitting a nerve or something, I don't know. For the most part, I've been injecting into the stomach, the subcutaneous layer of fat in the stomach. Sometimes I've been site injecting, like into the elbow or into the knee or into the shoulder, but I didn't find any benefit from doing so, so I just went back to the stomach area. One of the injections, I think it was the Ipamorelin, does sting a little bit more than the others, and it did give me a really bad bruise on my stomach for about a week after one injection. So again, whether I got the wrong spot, I don't know, but that was pretty uncomfortable. But other than that, I've not had any issues with these peptides. Now, these peptides are from Trident Peptides. Initially, I bought peptides from Oxford Peptides on Amazon, but truthfully, they did hurt every time I injected. Daily, when I injected the BPC 157 from Oxford, it did hurt. Now, I just put that down to, that's just the way it is, because I've never used them before, so I thought that's just the way it is. But after reading some of the reviews in retrospect on Amazon about Oxford Peptides, I decided to send them back, and I did get a full refund. So props to Amazon and Oxford for providing that full refund, even though I had used some. But then I went on to Trident Peptides, and I've not had any discomfort with these other than, I think, with the Ipamorelin, and occasionally if I've probably got the wrong spot. Whether these have had any impact at all on my injuries or my pain is very, very hard to say. If I was pushed to give an answer, a yes or no answer, I would say no. They've not had any impact at all on the way my body feels, on any site of pain or injury. But that's not to say that they haven't worked, because, like I say, because I've got this underlying condition, this autoimmune disorder, I don't know if these would affect that anyway, because obviously that's a genetic thing. I think these obviously do work on the genes or at gene level. I'm not really sure. Maybe someone can leave comments down below and let me know if that's the case. But probably not. They probably just work at a cellular level, maybe, or a blood level, but I'm not a scientist or a medical person, so I don't know. But what I can say is I would say that they've probably not had any impact on that autoimmune disorder. Whether they've had any impact on any pre-existing injuries or old injuries that I've had from years of martial arts training, or just years of getting injured as a young person, when I was a young person, it's hard to say. I've always had tendonitis in both arms, which you kind of get from doing jiu-jitsu. This one feels okay at the moment, so maybe using these peptides has had an impact on this particular location, this tendonitis in this arm. This one still feels really bad, so I don't know which arm I use more in jiu-jitsu. I'm not really sure, but I don't know. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. But like I say, if pushed, I would say no, they've not really had any impact on the pain I feel on a day-to-day basis, which is sad and unfortunate, but it hasn't put me off. I've been using these for 6 weeks now. I did a 6-week cycle in total. I've come off them now. I'll probably stay off them for 6 weeks, or maybe 4 weeks, 6 weeks, something like that. It's recommended to obviously not stay on these things. So I'll come off them for 6 weeks, and then I'll start again. I'll probably use the Wolverine stack again, but I'll probably add something else into the mix. I'm not sure what yet. I don't know if the Ipamorelin is the one I should be adding into it, but I'm going to do much more research. But perhaps some of you guys who've used these and have got experience can maybe suggest something in the comments down below. But yeah, I would give it a go. If you are somebody who suffers from injury, whether it's from sport or anything else, I would definitely give it a go, because all of the people I know who've told me about these things swear by them. They've all said that they've had positive impact and positive effects on injuries and their recovery time. So I would definitely give it a go. None of the people I know have got an autoimmune disorder like I have, so I'm probably just the outlier here, unfortunately. I don't think it's down to the peptides not being valuable. I think it's probably just because of my particular condition. Now, just for your benefit, if you are thinking about using peptides and you don't know where to start, I would highly recommend ChatGPT. Obviously, look on some of the websites. Trying Peptides, UK Peptides is a good site as well. There's loads and loads of information about peptides there, obviously. But I use ChatGPT, and if you've never used ChatGPT before, it's an AI tool that just gives you just so much information. It's just so useful for anything. I kind of use it for everything now, which is probably not necessarily a good thing. But we won't get into the debates about AI. But it is really, really good if you don't know where to start with something and you want just some general advice. Now, I put into ChatGPT my age, my height, my weight, my current level of activity, which isn't much at the moment, my autoimmune disorder, the symptoms of that, and the diagnosis and things like that, and ask ChatGPT what I should be taking as a dose of all of these peptides, which days I should be taking, how much I should obviously inject in the syringe, how much to mix. I asked it to print out a table of all the peptides listed and which days I should be taking which one, and amounts of each, and it's just fantastic. It saves you so much hassle of having to work it all out for yourself. You just plug in all your information and ask ChatGPT, and it will just give you all the information you need. So I found that really, really useful. So yeah, I would definitely give it a go. If you've been considering it, definitely give it a go, because just because it didn't have much of an impact for me, or any at all, that doesn't mean to say that it won't have an impact for you, and a positive one at that. Like I say, I'll try it again in 6 weeks, and you know, between now and then, if it has had an impact, then I'm expecting that I might start feeling more and more pain over the coming weeks if it's had an impact over the last 6 weeks. So we'll maybe be able to gauge. But again, use ChatGPT because you can kind of monitor your results using ChatGPT as well. So that's my experiences. I will do another video, a follow-up video once I go on another cycle, and let you know if I feel that it's had any impact at all. Until then, if you've got any questions, comments, feedback, whatever, leave them down below in the comment section. If you like the video, then please give me a thumbs up because it will help obviously get this video out to more people. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this and more content about Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and health and keeping fit and that kind of stuff. And I'll see you again in another video. Thanks for watching.